Hi guys, it's Derek here again, and I'm back at it with the LCS replay. So this one is my round 2. Um, so this matchup is, I believe, like a Eldlich, like Dragoon kind of Hulk Turbo-y kind of deck. I don't know. Just basically summon out Hulk, summon out Dragoon, do things. So we'll just sort of get right into it. I think I've lost the RPS in this one, so I get to go second, which is not ideal. We'll just take a quick look at the hands. I've opened Talents, Burial, Wing, Rhoda, and Edgem Sabers. So it's an alright hand. I mean, we have Rhoda to get the Torn Scales, we have a Foolish as sort of an extender, we have an ideal target to discard off of the Torn, and we've opened the Talents, which actually comes in pretty handy. And our opponent has the Deep Sea Diva, Hakero, Lancia, Red Eyes, and Veiler. So he's opened, he's opened the fusion, which is meh. So I think he has to choose now between using the Red Eyes fusion or the Deep Sea Diva. But either way, he still has like 2 hand traps. A Lancia main deck, which I was not expecting at all. That was just wow. So we'll see what he does. So he just goes for the fusion. I mean, it seems fine. What most people kind of do at this point. Just if they open the fusion. We draw into Kagamucha Knight, which is actually pretty nice. So we'll just sort of play this, see what happens. He sort of standby phase Lancias us, which is, you know, when you're playing PKs, that's not really what you want to see, but we'll make it work. So we go for the Rhoda. We go for the Torn. We normal summon Torn, reveal the Kagamucha Knight, which he lets through. We go for the Torn. I'm sort of expecting him to negate this, but he just lets that go through. We go for the Edgem Sabers, putting back the Foolish. That's fine. We then go for the Cherubini. We set the Wings just in case that if he chooses to negate the Cherubini, we can send Wings to protect it from being destroyed. We send Graph. He then proceeds to negate the Graph effect. We then get to use the Talents to take the Dragoon. We then go to battle phase, poke in for 5/5. And then, luckily, because this is a dark monster, which is great, we can just turn that and that into the Rusty. He veils our Rusty, which is kind of sad, but what can he do? He banishes the Hakero and sets Sanguine. And then he starts opening, you know, the Hulk things, gets Dark Contract with the Gate, gets Lamia. You know how this goes. He makes Hulk. Proceeds to go into the Selene. So he goes for the Veiler, that probably means he's going to Selene access code route. And I don't necessarily know why he does this exactly. It might have been the only viable play, because I don't know what his extra deck is, but he's not going to OTK me, and I feel you should only really do this to try to OTK. Granted, he didn't know I had the Wings, which is going to help out quite a lot, because I can protect the Rusty, which I do now, so he has to try to pop it. And he has the 2. So I think my opponent's thinking here. He then activates Sanguine to get the Golden Lord out. But he just chooses to put it in defense. So he attacks into the Edgem Sabers. And then, again, he just chooses to do nothing. He doesn't even attempt to pop my... He doesn't even attempt to pop Rusty. He can do it. He has like 3 guys. He can get Rusty off board. He just chooses to let that go through, and that's kind of his mistake. We draw the Ragged Gloves. We get the boots off of Cloak. Normal summon, special summon. Go for break. We pop the access code, and he just like sees the writing on the wall here and scoops. Then go into game 2 where he goes first. Taking a quick look at the hands again, we have the Ancient Cloak, Gloves, Kagabuchi Knight, Quick Launch, and Tracer. Quick Launch is nice, but we kind of ideally wouldn't want to see the Tracer, but it happens. And we have a normal summon plus an extender, so, well, in Kagamucha, which is alright. And our opponent opens DD Crow, Diva, Recharger, Ash, and Elden. So this is pretty good. He has access to the Hulk, 2 hand traps, and like access to his Eldlich side, so we'll see what happens. So we'll just try to speed. We'll just try to sort of speed through this bit. Does the sort of standard plays. Does this. Goes for Elden, gets Hikaru, and there we go. So he ends with the Dragoon and the Arclight. We start off our turn with the Quick Launch, and we've also drawn the Sabers. Which he ashes, which is I guess. So what can you do? We normal summon the. He tries to. I don't know what he for some reason thinks it's an effect or something. So we try to use Kagamuchi Knight, which he just negates with Herald. So we go and we attack over the Anaconda, and that's about it really. Nothing much we can do. Gets the Golden Boy. Sends Golden Boy, brings him back, sends a Conquistador, swings in for 65, he sets a Hikaru, and gets a Scarlet and a Conquistador, so this is looking pretty good for him. We draw the Torn, which is okay, but I just don't think it's enough. We go for the Edgem Sabers. Predecease happens, he banishes that, normal summon Torn, he Conquistadors it, and we just emit defeat there. Nothing special, just nothing really happened for us. We go first, and looking at our hand, we've drawn double Quick Launch, which is pretty sick, because he has the Ash and he used to do it. We have Kakamucha, Wing, and the Brigadine. So again, we have we don't open the greatest because of these three, but with a Quick Launch, we can at least go for the Chaos Ruler, and that can hopefully start some of our plays, which is again why I've really liked the Quick Launch engine in this. And he's opened one of his bricks, the Conquistador, Golden Boy, the Ash Supreme Switch, and Sanguine. So we go for the Quick Launch, we then activate the other Quick Launch after he answers. I'm pretty sure he was really annoyed at this because we were talking in the Discord chat, and to be fair, looking at this, I've opened okay. I mean, I've opened enough so I can at least try to do something. So we just go for the Striker popping itself to get Tracer back, Tracer, pop itself to pop the boot to get Recharger, and we go into Chaos Ruler, and we try to dig, and we get the Torn, which is fantastic. Roll summon, go for Kagamucha. We go for the Cherubini. Cherubini sending Graph, getting Seer, those two into Rusty, getting back the Cherubini. So we can't go for the Union carry because we are now locked into Dark because of the Rocket side, but that's fine. We send the Gloves to get a Fog Blade, banish Gloves to send Cloak, get back the Torn, use Torn's effect, sending the Boots, get another copy of Boots and spec it. I attempt to go into the Union carry, then remember I'm locked into Darks, so we just go for the break, pop itself, get those two back out, and then I believe we get another Fog Blade, go for the Nightmare, and set 2. So, all things considering we had to sort of rely on the Chaos Rules to get our play started, this is a pretty decent board with double Fog Blade, Wings, double Book of Moon, and again, one of the PK traps that can bring back the Break Sword to pop a card. And our opponent here just wanted confirmation of what I said, which was the Fog Blade. He draws into a Lancia, and I mean, I feel for the guy. Like, I remember, like, that it's just a turn too late, to be honest. He goes for the Golden Boy, and targets the Nightmare, which makes sense. Sets one, brings back Golden Boy. He declares attack into Cherubini. I choose to Fog Blade that. Sets those. We banish the Fog Blade and Grave to bring back the Break Sword. Use Rusty's effect to pop the Conquistador because that's going to be an issue for us if we let it stay. We go into our next turn. We draw Sword. He goes for the Lancia. Turn Chaos Ruler. We use Cherubini to set Edge of Sabers. And then we just end, and he goes for Sanguine to summon Ash, and sets another Sanguine. He then draws the Red Eyes, and this is just unfortunate for him. Like, it's just not his day, at least for this round. He then goes for Hulk. He then goes for the Gamma, goes for the Link Cross. I Fog Blade that. He then goes into Dragoons, goes into the Eldlich, goes into those two. Maybe I should have stopped that, but I felt like I was in a decent position. He uses the Dragoon to pop our Rusty. Attacks into the Cherubini. Oh, and I believe, sorry, I don't have a password to it, but I think I also used the wings on the summon to protect the Chaos Ruler. Since I knew he had no cards in hand, he couldn't negate it, and that then makes Chaos Ruler 3/5, meaning that next turn I can just beat over this if I need to. He attacks into Break, banishing out, leaving us on 1900, but he then sets a Hakera, which doesn't really going to do much. And from here, I think we banish the Fog Blade to get back our Silent Boots, and then get back our Torn Scale, just so that we have these two so we can make our second Break Sword. And go for everyone's favorite play. So, sorry, we go for the Fog Blade to bring back Rusty. Go for the Break. Rusty to pop that Kara just to make sure it's out of the way. We then... Oh, sorry, I don't know why that got banished, but yeah. We then use Break Spec to pop the Anaconda in itself. Letting us bring back the two PKs. Then overlay them into Raider's Knight. Detach, overlay into Arc Rebellion. Use Arc Rebellion's effects. And with that, the game's over, and we OTK. So yeah, that was my round 2. Overall, it was an alright match. I mean, like, there was nothing really too interesting, but I thought it'd be nice to show. And I hope you enjoyed the commentary. I'll slowly work at getting better at these. So we'll get the next rounds up to you probably over the weekend. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.
Shh, not a zombie channel.